come back to it. I say I'll come back. So I am back. But today I'm back with one of my favorite people here on earth. I'm telling you, I love her down. She is the most famous person right now in the country. Right now in Africa. She's literally the most beautiful woman in Africa right now. She's holding titles. She's also Havana's latest resident. She's sleeping in white sheets for like a week now. Or how long? Ever since she came back. She is her. SELMA, KAMANYA!
What an introduction. Thank you so much for having me.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Disclaimer, guys. I know most of the things that I'm going to ask, so I'm really just asking so you can know and be inspired. So really the conversation is for you. If it, thank me that I'm giving her you.
It's a formality.
Yeah, it's a formality thing. But honestly, on a daily, I know everything. So I really want to start with Miss Namibia.
Yes.
Because you were a tomboy growing up.
Yes.
What was the thought process behind, or where did you see the applications? What was the thought process behind applying for Miss Namibia?
I'm going to hint to off camera because my mom is sitting over there. But that's the main inspiration. My mom, I think that she asked me to do Miss Namibia for like 3 or 4 consecutive years.
Oh,
and
wow.
you know me, we went to the same church, so you knew my style. It was always sneakers and jeans. So I really had no interest.
Yeah, she was a tomboy, guys, honestly.
When it came to modeling or pageantry, it was just not on my radar.
Yeah.
And so with my mom asking me every year, I declined. I'd be like, I don't even watch the competitions.
Who applied? Was it her?
It was me and her because I agreed. But there's one year I think she secretly applied for me, but I did get in.
Okay.
But after 3 or 4 years, I finally sat her down. I said, okay, Mom, I'll give this a shot. But I told her, but when I don't get in, let's put this to bed. Let's never revisit the topic. And to my surprise, she got in.
Honestly. So your mom knew what she was doing for the beginning.
She saw the vision, and I'm so grateful for her for that.
Okay. So the thought process behind applying, was it to win Miss Namibia, or was just to apply to see?
Honestly, to be very honest with you, I did not know what I was doing. I just took every day as it came because everything was so new to me. I grew up very sheltered. Yeah. And so I had no idea what it took to participate in a pageant. I had no formal training. I had no formal experience. So I really was taking it one day at a time. I didn't really know what to expect. The one thing that I'm truly grateful about when it comes to pageantry, though, it opened me to individual social responsibility. Yeah. And I think that, despite everything else, I think that was the main reason and purpose for which God allowed me to get in and get that far with it. So ultimately, at the end of the day, it worked out, and I'm super grateful.
Applying also came with a beauty for purpose.
Yes.
Who came up with the foundation's name and behind it? Because the foundation was initially for, you said, women education, and what else? There was something else before the one that you did for the Miss World one.
Yes.
So who was behind the beauty for purpose, everything?
Got you. So the Indonesian Foundation, I registered in 2018. Thanks to my aunt and uncle. I think that we all sat together and we said, we need something sustainable. Because beauty queens, there's one a year. We're interchangeable, right? And so there has to be something that's long lasting that can carry on your legacy. And so the registration of Indonesian Foundation came about with me really wanting to create a sustainable change in the community that I serve, because 1 year is just not enough. And so the name came about by my cousin and I, who is basically like the arts chief coordinator for Indonesian Foundation. We were sitting around the table and we were throwing out a few names, and I said, Inno. Inno is a prefix. It's a Latin prefix. It means new. So in essence, if you want to look at it, innovation. Yes. But then I took the nation with a New Nation Foundation. So it's trying to build kind of like a new platform, a new kind of like blueprint for how we approach corporate social responsibility and the type of change that we want to implement. So Indonesian Foundation exists under 4 pillars, namely mental health, women economic enablement, youth empowerment through arts advocacy and technological development, and agriculture.
The English is Englishing. The English is Englishing.
So the agriculture is what my Beauty with a Purpose project
for now,
yes,
for Miss World.
Yes, mainly comprised of for Miss World. And how that came about was in 2021, I was doing orphanages and community center visits, right? Yeah. And so we were facilitating and hosting soup kitchens. Yeah. And then we quickly came to realize that soup kitchens are not a sustainable solution to trying to feed children, because there were just no form of sustenance in these communities. And at that point in time, they had been surviving off of community feeding schemes. And when COVID hit, all the budgets were slashed. And so the caretakers...
That's why you went to go and...
Yes.
She's helping these kids. You guys plant things. Yeah. That's why you went to go and...
We tried. To God be the glory. He's enabled us to help wherever we can within our capacity, but I really want to do more. Yeah. So we install backyard gardens, or we call them urban farming units in orphanages and community centers, to not only feed them, but hopefully to provide them with agricultural education and hopefully provide them with the tools that they need in order to empower themselves and hopefully start growing and selling produce in order to get an income.
I like the agriculture thing because honestly in Namibia, agriculture is a big thing. So it's nice that you are teaching people from young to be like, you can get into agriculture and actually make money. Guys, you can go study agriculture. I think don't do media. Don't do media.
It's the concept of teaching them how to fish.
Yeah. Okay, so you win with Namibia.
Yes.
Oh, let's maybe backtrack to the competition itself.
Yes.
How did you find the competition? Because you guys also traveled, right? To see the country. How was that journey or that experience?
Oh my goodness, this was so long ago. This is about 7 years ago.
Try and remember it. Guys, it was 2018. It was Namibia 2018.
This was 7 years ago. But we did visit a nature conservation area in which we got to have like photo shoots with like pangolins, and we got to be introduced to a few endangered species, which was very cool and eye-opening. Yeah. But apart from that, I think that our activities comprise mainly here in Windhoek. I think that we stayed in Windhoek for most of the time. But the few areas that we did get to see, I was super grateful for. But apart from that, when I became Miss Namibia, I got an opportunity to travel a lot more. I went to the coast.
She was everywhere. We're not seeing SELMA. Usually we'll see each other in church. We've not seen her. She was everywhere.
So I'd like to think that I visited most of the regions. I got to go to the coast, to the north, a little bit to the south as well. So
that's a good opportunity.
Yes, absolutely.
You win Miss Namibia. Take me back to like the stage of people saying, SELMA is winning, because we literally were gunning for you.
Thank
Guys,
you.
on Twitter, on Instagram, everywhere, SELMA was the name. So like, take me back to the stage where they announced you as the winner. How was that? How did you feel about it?
Did you not say I was flabbergasted? I was shocked. My first response was, "Oh my goodness," because I truly.
I was just teasing her about doing this. She does this all the time.
It's a feeling. It was, I was having mixed emotions, mixed feelings about it, but it's something that you can't compute in real time on stage. Yeah. The feeling that I was feeling was, it was all over the place. I was grateful, I was shocked, I didn't expect it. My friends and family were cheering for me. I didn't know what to do. You just do what you were taught to do. In rehearsals, they said when the winner wins, they go to the front, get the sash, get the crown. I'm telling you, I think that I blacked out until about like backstage, and then she was like, okay, you need to calm down, we need to go take pictures and stuff like that. So it was an experience, a truly once in a lifetime experience.
Then you go ahead to Thailand.
Yes.
To represent.
Yeah.
How was that experience? Because
it was like a little fish being thrown into an ocean. Yeah. It's nothing that anybody can prepare for. Your first international competition. I think that ultimately at the end of the experience, I learned a lot. It was definitely eye-opening.
Yeah. Give us like 3 things that you learned, like being Miss Namibia, but also representing Miss Namibia, representing Namibia on such like a global stage.
Okay. So number 1, definitely know your why.
Yeah.
If you don't know your why, for the lack of a better phrase, you can get lost in the sauce. And you can be influenced by everything that comes to you, by everything that you're exposed to, because truly it's no child's play internationally. And I think that knowing your why, it is your guiding light in terms of, I'm here to represent not only one person, but now we're 3 million people. You have to carry that with you everywhere that you go. You're a representative for Namibia. Literally, when they call you, they call you by your country name.
You are Namibia.
They're affirming you that you're
like
representing
3 million people.
3 million people.
Yeah.
So I think that definitely always stick to your why. Number 2, always, lead with the social cause that you're championing. And I always tell girls before you enter pageantry, have your reason for entering pageantry. I think that, don't enter it for the purpose of, it's great. Look, it's a beauty pageant. So beauty is involved. There is the part where you get to indulge and play around with glitz
Be
and
the most beautiful.
Yes, but it's not the purpose. So know your purpose. There's a saying that says, if you come to the world and you don't know who you are, the world will tell you. So make sure that you define who you are for yourself before you come to a platform of any kind. And number 3, prepare as much as you possibly can. I think that is key, because if you're not prepared, it will not only show, but it will stress you out, right? Because there are other delegates that have actually taken the time, years of preparation in terms of public speaking, in terms of runway training.
Get lost in there.
Absolutely. So I think that research well, be as prepared as possible, know your purpose, and stick to your why.
And then you come back, but also in all of this, you are studying.
Yes.
Because what are you juggling? Doing a beauty competition and studying at the same time. How was that and why? Well, wow.
Let me start off by saying it was definitely one of the most challenging academic years of my life. But after I won Miss Namibia, my parents had to sit down with me and they asked me, what now? What are you planning on doing with this? And I started crying because I was so close. I was in my 3rd year studying my bachelor's of economics and I was so close to graduating. And I was like, there's no way I want to put this on the back burner. And I thank God today for supportive family and friends, because they stood right by me and said, okay, if you want to take up this challenge, we're standing behind you, right? It was challenging. There were many sacrifices that I had to make. But by the grace of God, we pulled through and I was able to graduate on time.
Why economics though? Like what was because you're this person, then you are studying numbers.
Yes.
Why economics?
I grew up in a family business, so I'm super grateful to have been exposed to that side of life and a career choice. And so from that, a love developed for business. I always knew that I wanted to be a business person. So fun fact, I was at UNAM for a year. I was studying business administration. I ended up not liking the course, and then I ended up switching to NUST, and I was like, let me try something different, economics. And I felt more at home in economics.
And then she also went to go add on something like big data. What are you doing? What was that?
So I got a certificate, NQF level 7 in big data technology.
Why?
I love technology. I love gadgets. I love exploring. And that's also part of Indonesian Foundation's pillars. Yes, it's youth empowerment through arts advocacy and technological development.
So it was such a strategic move to
add
on to that.
Absolutely. If I want to champion a cause, I have to be knowledgeable about a cause, and that was my main driving point for wanting to educate myself on it. But apart from that, I love it. I really enjoyed it.
Big words. And then now you become, I don't know what you call an influencer, because then you were onto, I think she was Vega as an ambassador, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And then also Karibu.
Yes.
And then, a few other. Did you become a mini influencer right there? Or what was the...
Nahenda, you know this space better than I do. But I think that we both know that if you have somewhat of a social media following, you're automatically categorized in that term as being an influencer, right? I'm super grateful for the opportunities that have opened up to me by having a social media platform. Certain brands have started to reach out to me, and if they align with my personal brand, I was like, sure, why not? I was Shiwa the baker and Karibu Flowers Valentine's girl for a few years.
Honestly, she was in there with the roses.
Yes, I would do their Valentine's Day promotions, and I had an absolute blast, and I love those ladies dearly. I also thought that it was so empowering to be championing the local businesses driven by female entrepreneurs. So I enjoyed the entire experience.
You know what my favorite brand of yours was? Yes. Shell. Guys, when I tell you I'm going to the north, and then here is my friend, she's on a billboard. I'm like, I literally was taking pictures.
People made fun of me for that. They started calling me Shelma.
Oh.
And I was like, that's smart, that's clever.
Shell, how did you bang Shell? Did you write a proposal to them, or did they approach you?
No, so actually the advertising agency, Space Dimensions, that was doing a marketing campaign for them actually approached me. So they're the ones that introduced the concept of what if we have SELMA on this campaign? And Shell loved the idea, and the rest is history.
Would you like to work with them again? Because I think they have like a collaboration now with a car company, if I'm not mistaken. So would you jump on something like that now?
You know what? The Shell entire team is so hospitable and so friendly. I like to think that I made family. When I worked with them. So absolutely, never say never. If another campaign is on the horizon, I don't think I'd say no.
Then years later,
yes,
like last month, or last month, they're like, our representative from this world is SELMA KAMANYA.
Yeah.
And people are in uproar. They're like, no, she was Miss Namibia 7 years ago. Yeah. How can she go and represent us now? Like, can you tell them, because I know, can you tell them that you are not the one to be like, I want to go represent? She was actually chosen.
Yes. So I was basically nominated to go represent.
Guys.
So what happened was a new organization acquired the Miss World license. And so Miss World, the Miss World International Organization, basically allowed Namibia to compete this year if they had selected a nominee to send to represent Namibia at Miss World. They were aware of the fact that there was a time constraint.
Yeah.
So they didn't make a requirement that we have to host an international pageant in Namibia for the year. But they were like, they would accept a nominee.
Yeah.
And so the organization, which is Miss NGO Namibia, they went through a list of candidates that they looked at as being
she was not the only one
potentially proficient to go represent Namibia, and they decided on me. Obviously, after a series of interviewing and a lot of conversations and things like that, I basically qualified. Also because of my prior pageant experience, they thought that I'd be the best candidate to do so.
Oh yeah. Also, you were the change maker. Literally, Miss Namibia announced, I think the day before yesterday, saying that Miss Namibia is going to be getting a house. So like also she played a big part into like strengthening pageantry in Namibia. So who was it going to be?
Shout out to NBC.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. How do you feel about Miss Namibia right now in 2025 and when you were competing in your year?
Obviously, I'm not inside, so I don't really know what it's like competing and stuff like that. I can only speak to my experience. Yeah. But from the outside looking in,
from the outside,
incredible.
Yeah. Because the prices are going crazy.
Yes.
Namibia is getting a house wherever you want.
No,
she
that's
said
incredible.
Location wherever you want.
Oh my gosh.
Namibia gets a car now.
Oh my gosh.
And she was the driving force behind it.
No.
Yeah. So thank you very much
for representing. I would say kudos to NBC Namibia.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Miss Umbi is doing a good job.
Oh my goodness. It's incredible. I'm so incredibly proud to see all of the strides that we've been making as or not just as a participant, but for national pageantry in general. This is huge. Yeah. And it steps in an amazing direction, and I can't wait to see what else they do. Yeah.
How do you feel about like pageantry in Namibia as a whole? Because we were speaking before we started recording, and she was like, all the candidates that participate to represent Namibia are really, really good. Like, how do you feel about pageantry in Namibia as a whole? It's an industry.
I think that we're on to an amazing trajectory, just with what NBC has been able to do. Yeah. There's obviously still a ways to go. Yeah. Still like a long way to go, just in terms of not only the efforts being put in behind the scenes by organizations and entities, but also the country as a whole, recognizing it and taking it seriously. Internationally, I've had the privilege to be speaking to different delegates of countries that really, really take pageantry seriously and really support their delegates. Yeah. And it's a national collaborative thing where they collectively band together to support their beauty queens because they understand that she's carrying a national title. So I'm waiting for the day where, Namibians decide to all band together and be like, look, she's representing us. She's representing us and this is our girl and we need to band behind her. Not only emotionally, not only physically where we can, financially, in every sphere. I think that pageantry should be taken more seriously because at the end of the day, we are cultivating ambassadors that can market Namibia for all its beauty and all its splendor. And I think that, it's a beautiful thing to get behind just in terms of support. And ultimately, I think that, it shows the camaraderie within a nation, and national pride. Yeah. So I think that we've been doing great, but there still is...
We can do better.
There is still room for improvement in anything, but I'm super proud of what we've been able to accomplish thus far.
And then you enter India because let me tell you, we were set. The whole country was set for the arrivals from your arrival outfit. On to the last one. You
Yeah.
enter India and you are competing in like several, what do they call them? Like
fast track competitions.
Yeah, so several fast track competitions.
Yes.
How was that experience? Because they were like right now.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is
Yes.
the next day is the
Yes.
next day. How was that?
So fun fact, I had less weeks to prepare than I had to compete.
Yeah.
I had 3 weeks to prepare.
Yeah.
She
was calling me the whole time talking about, do you think I can do this? I'm like, you can do it. You did it before.
I remember I called you
Yeah.
a few weeks before, and I'm like, nah.
Do you think I can do this? I'm like,
Like,
you did it before.
Am
you
I
can do it
taking? Am I
again.
biting off more than I can
Yeah.
chew? Because I'm not gonna lie, it was intimidating.
Yeah.
You know, it looked like a huge mountain to climb.
Yeah.
Having 3 weeks to prepare for a 3.5 week competition, we were there for 24 days, 25 days,
Easy.
and so every day it's something
It's
new.
outfits.
Do you know what I mean?
It's makeup. It's
hair. Yes.
Yo.
And I was speaking in terms of that. Am I prepared enough to take on this challenge?
Yeah.
But I must say that this journey in its entirety has been a new self-discovery journey for me, truly, from beginning to end, because I feel like it reignited kind of like the passion that I had for many things. And I'm so blessed to have been able to go rediscover it on the international platform. I think that it really challenged me to dig deep, especially with the fast tracks. You know, we have top model, we have sports,
and she won top model.
Thank you.
Guys, when someone won top model, and then she walks and she's like, I said, graceful.
She was making fun of me for that.
Graceful.
But you know, we have the head-to-head challenge, we have the beauty with a purpose challenge. So it's multiple challenges that really test your proficiencies as a person. And sometimes you need a challenge to show you how far you can go. Do you get what I'm saying? And so that's why I view it as a beautiful journey of self-rediscovery, because it just brought out those parts of me that have been lying dormant. And now I'm kind of coming back to the Namibian space with a new passion, a new fire in me, to really contribute towards the development space of Namibia in whatever capacity that is. You know, I'm ready to really take up the mandate of being a public servant again.
Which ones did you enjoy? Like, which one did you enjoy the most?
The most.
Also, did you expect to win top model?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I was not expecting it. Glory be to God for that title, because I was not really that confident, to be honest with you. But God did
Which
his
one were
thing.
you confident in?
Okay.
When you were like, you know what? I ate that.
This is a good question. I was a little bit confident in sports, and I ended up not even. I was like, okay, cool. Sports, you know, I work out, I go to the gym. Like, how hard can this be? Badminton showed me flames. Okay. So I was kind of confident in the sports. Thank God I made it to top 32 overall and then top 8 in my continent, which I was happy about.
Top 2. Top 2, 54 countries, and someone was right there. I was so proud of you.
We
were so proud of you as a country. Honestly,
thank you.
We were tuned in every step of the way. Your outfits were eating.
Thank you so much. Shout out to Andeline Wieland and Hassa Formal Wear.
Yeah.
Shout out to ST Key.
Yeah.
They have given me a lot of outfits, and I'm so grateful for them.
Who took your pictures for, like? Cause they were so good.
Contestants.
Like your PR pictures.
Which ones? The ones that I used to enter?
Yeah, the ones that you used to enter, and the one with the silver dress.
Right, so Southern Studios. That's a part of Andeline Milan there. Yes. So they really took me in, and they really assisted me as much as I can. A big shout out to them.
Yeah, so beautiful.
Thank you.
And what's next?
Ooh.
In terms of, like, you're back now?
Yes.
Were you happy with your positioning, or you could have done? What was?
Girl, like, if you approach a situation and be like, oh my gosh, what if? I believe that it happened how it was supposed to happen. And all glory be to God for how far I was able to come. I'm incredibly grateful for it. It's been, they said 15 years since Namibia has gotten, you know, a ranking of that nature at Miss World. So I'm incredibly grateful. And what's next? Like I mentioned before, I really want to participate and contribute towards the developmental space of Namibia. And I really, you know, I'm going to continue pushing my social projects, my foundation. I'm really looking forward to continuing on the projects that I've been working on for the past 7 years, and also introducing new projects. So stay tuned for that.
I'm excited.
Yes, I'm excited as well. I really came back with a new sense of purpose, you know, and it also reaffirmed the importance of what we do as people that have taken up the plight of individual social responsibility. So I'm grateful.
That was the most famous girl in the country, the most gorgeous girl in Africa. Thank you so much for coming through. I hope people can go and watch her everywhere. What's her social medias?
SELMA_KAMANYA on Instagram, SELMA KAMANYA on Facebook. Those are the two that
I was telling her to, she has a TikTok, but I don't know if it's still active. I was telling her to open TikTok because we enjoyed her on TikTok.
I'll get it together.
We were there on TikTok shouting out. So we're very proud of you. Thank you so much for representing Namibia.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for carrying us as a nation. And also, thank you so much for being the most beautiful girl in the world. Thank you. I'll be right back. Right back.